Kia ora whānau, kōrero awhina mō tēnei wiki, part 2 of bow hunting with our expert, Kev. Welcome back, mate.
Good to be back, Howie.
Kev, I notice on the table here we've got a selection of arrow shafts. We know we're going to go into more detail. I notice we don't have a wooden one here. Why is that?
Right, you notice we've got carbon arrows and we've got aluminium arrows here. The wooden arrows aren't used anymore really for bow hunting because they're inconsistent with their spine and their stiffness. They break down when you shoot, and especially with today's powerful compound bows, they're just not accurate enough. So we've got aluminium arrows came out in the 1940s, and they're a very, very consistent arrow and very strong. But these arrows now really have been replaced by the carbon arrow. Now, carbon arrow is lightweight, very, very strong, and very consistent in its spine.
Also notice too, Kevin, that the fletchers here are of a different length. Why is that?
Well, these are plastic now, so the feathers have been replaced with plastic. The big advantage for the bow hunter in New Zealand especially is that these plastic vanes, these fletchers, aren't affected by the weather. So when it's raining, you still have the same accuracy as you do if you had used dry feathers. Right. The different lengths on here, this is a 5-inch fletch. This one here is a 4, and this one here is a new one, and this is only 2 inches long. Yep. You need to have fletching on here to steer the broadhead at the front. Okay. So what they've found with the smaller ones is that because that's a little bit higher, this part here, is it'll control the broadhead just fine. Yeah, we've got 4 types of heads here, Adam. This one here is a practice point, and you'd use this when you got your bow. You'd come with that, and this head here screws in and out of your arrow. The advantage here is this practice point weighs the same as each of those other heads. And so when you're doing your practice, all you have to do is swap the heads over and you should be out hunting. This head here is quite different. This is a small game head. You'd use that on rabbits, hares and possums. The advantage of this head here is that it won't get lost in the grass, won't dig in underneath, as will the practice point and the fixed blade head. Now the fixed blade head is the most commonly used. Razor sharp, goes right through an animal when you shoot. Right. Very, very good.
What sort of animal was that one?
You can shoot all your big game species, pigs, deer, no problem at all. One thing to note with these heads here is they need to be on straight to get good arrow flight, and this is an arrow spinner. And all you do is you spin the arrow and you can just watch the tip of the arrow and it should spin nice and true. This other head here is a mechanical head, and this one here isn't affected in flight when it flies, and it has 3 blades which open up on impact. Very, very sharp, and the advantage of this over the fixed blade head is it has a bigger cutting diameter, which means you might recover your animal a little bit quicker.
What about the cost, mate?
You're looking for between $15 and $25 for your aluminium and carbon arrows, and there's a range of carbon arrows within that price range.
There you have it, whānau. Coming up next week, I get to shoot a bow, an apple. Adam's apple. Nō reira, koe nei te kōrero awhina o tēnei wiki. Kia ora.